I've never been making a video about me making upset or making a face like this, really, even though I decided to actually shit talk. Yeah, most of my videos, whenever I make, I actually smile from ear to ear. Most of the time, it's just like that, even though I have like a lot of things to be upset about, but I always smile. And this is one of those videos as well. Well, I'm not gonna shit talk, but this time I'm gonna be very genuine with my smile. You know why? Because this is definitely one of the few best shows that I've actually watched for a long time. I actually have not had such a fun time watching this, especially from a guy who's really missing all of the Spider-Man or like OG movies, like the Sam Raimi movies, like the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Those were the classics that I have actually grown up. And then I actually watched the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and never really kept up to me, And then Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie, never give a shit about it at all. I am so sorry. I know some of you guys actually love it, but I never really give a shit. Until now, I decided to actually go back into fangirling into Spider-Man with Spider Noir. Even though despite the only reason why I actually watched Spider Noir was actually Spider Man Into the Spider Verse actually kind of convinced me to introduce a character called Spider Noir, and man, this show. Nobody asked for a Spider Noir show, but like the casting is really good, especially Nicolas Cage. This show was out of nowhere, like make me actually having a hot shower all over my body, making me smiling, thinking that I'm gonna have eggs and beef bacon for breakfast. Even though there's no way I can eat beef bacon because like beef bacon doesn't exist in Malaysia. But I know for sure this show is so damn enjoyable. Not perfect, but it's a very good show. I would definitely pick Spider Noir over The Boys finale and Invincible season 5. Unfortunately, wait, season 4, sorry. Reason why was because the show kind of did everything did everything right. There are some few little flaws, but I want to talk about the characters. Nicolas Cage playing as Riley, who is the main character. He is the Spider Noir of the show. He is the main show. And my goodness gracious, Nicolas Cage. I always knew that he was actually a fabulous character, a fabulous actor, I mean. But in this show, he proves why he's a fantastic actor. He proves why people love him the way he is. He still is Nicolas Cage, but he's so fascinating to actually watch him every single screening that just makes me so so enjoy the moment, man. It brings back the old Ghost Rider movies that he used to act like his humor, how he's very serious at the same time, like he's also very humorous in a way that like you can't take him seriously, but sometimes you can take him seriously, but you just don't know if it's actually serious or not, but in a more charming way. He's charismatic in a way that I just don't see any other actors does it. And man, Riley is such an interesting character. He is the Spider Noir of the show, and man, this is not your typical the same story of like how the Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man, and I think that works very well with the plot of Spider Noir. It's more interesting, more twists and turns that I just didn't expect it to be. Spider Noir didn't actually got bit by a weird radioactive spider. Instead, he got bitten by, spoiler alert, he got bitten by something else that is much more quite the same quite the same size as him. Watch the show. I'm not gonna give you a lot of spoilers, but there will be more spoilers later in the show. But let me give you a little bit of synopsis, okay? So Spider Noir Riley is actually an investigator in this world, okay? And he was set up to actually like go investigate this dude who's actually burning down the main villain house. And apparently, when he actually investigated who did it, he was actually a flamethrower man, and he's actually no ordinary dude. He's actually a dude with flames. But in the process of like got discovered, he actually got killed, and the story kind of got actually like spiraling from there with like to a detective work and some noir shit, okay? This is so fucking good because it's like very old school 80s, 90s detective movies, like those times where like you know, hey, what the hell is this man doing? No, like the New York style accent, everything, the Godfather vibe, even though it's not about the Godfather, but I do not know what's the word for it. I do not know what's the word for it. But like it's going back to the 80s or 90s of New York-ish, and it's a detective show. And I love this show a lot. It's so fun, especially with the main villain that is actually also kind of similar as Riley. They're both kind of charismatic, and you can't tell if they're serious or not. But except that the big bad villain is actually really big bad villain is actually kind of scary in a way, but also kind of funny in a way. I do not know. He's kind of unhinged, but he is unhinged. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm very excited for this. Okay, and the characters Kat, Janet, Lanny, Bonnie, that they're all amazing. And like the villains, the set of villains in the show is not only the big bad villain who is the Silvermane, that's his name by the way, and but there's also Megawatt who is the electrical guy. The Sandman is here, and then I don't know what's up with the guy with the like really good exoskeleton. Maybe he's like the representation of Rhino, but I don't know. But this show has its own set of charm. By the way, I don't recommend you guys to actually watch it in color because there is so much more charm to watch it in black and white. And yes, there is a black and white version for this show, which you can toggle on and off between those two clicks if you wanted to. But unfortunately, I watched it in colored so that I could give myself a chance to watch this again in black and white, and I'm going to rewatch this show sooner or later because this show is so good. It's also really pretty to actually look throughout this show as well. They did cinematography very well, the coloring very nice, and I would say the CGI is a little bit iffy. There are moments where like you see some paneling where like the Spider-Man was slinging around the places, and then like you see him cut into the, where he's landing, and then you see like, oh, that's CGI, and then that's not CGI. That's fine. I don't really give a shit about it, as long as it's not very, very, very cartoonish. It's okay, but I think when you watch the black and white, I think it's okay. It does give up the right vibe for it. Maybe not in coloring. I don't know, but I suggest you guys to watch in black and white version. I really do. And ah man, the writing of this show is also spectacular as well. Every character is smart. Every character are not dumb as fuck. They're also enjoyable to watch. How they speak, how they're actually acting, how they're enjoying their own roles. Every character is here actually gives out coloring, food coloring, that actually represent their own ways and colors, man. It's fucking phenomenal. And then, what else? I would say something about Nicolas Cage coming back as being Spider Noir is definitely the main star of like why you actually wanted to watch this show. Like I said, he's a phenomenal actor, but I think I should give out some more spotlight for Bonnie, Janet. Those two like are the wingmans for Spider Noir, and they are spectacular, just spectacular in acting, spectacular in their own characters, which makes the chemistry with Riley being so well done. And you can't just help it. Just that, like, you appreciate some little moments here that are actually really wholesome. Some moments where, like, they're supposed to have this one victim guy, and then, like, he was supposed to talk to Bonnie and Janet. By the way, Bonnie is actually the reporter guy, and Janet is, like, the assistant towards Riley in the investigation room, by the way. As I said, they were in a room with the victim, and like the victim is supposed to be saying something, but he doesn't want to talk. So what Jeanette does is that he pulls out, take out the car, and decide to play games with just games of three, and they played it, and I just didn't expect them to just go so well together, and then like all of a sudden it got emotional. It's a way to get those people play, like talk. Even the victims are actually like having fun, and honestly, again, this show has its own charm, has its own charismatic charm. It's the same thing. Has its own wholesome moment, heartwarming moment that I just really do love. Man, after all the shows, everything that I've seen so far this year, this show really makes me just really want to rewatch this show again. It's so stupidly good. I can't, man. And even the villains like the Sandman and also Megawatt, they're spectacular as well. But I want to talk about Cat as well. Cat and the Sandman, they're actually spectacular anti-heroes, but also at the same time they're not bad people. They're trying to tell you they're actually broken people. Like if you see this whole entire show is like a similar coded genes with the Batman Robert Pattinson movie, there is, because they are actually setting up in that kind of similar story. So don't be surprised there, or like at least don't complain about it, because like that's fine. That's like normal story, okay? But I think Megawatt did such a phenomenal fucking job. The dude, every time you see him on the screen, he's always so talkative, yapping and still the show with like his tantrums of words swing around to make it poetry, make it as cinema as possible with his word to word movement that they just it's not needed, but like fuck, it adds more layer to the flavor. And honestly, it's pretty good. Now, after all these praises I've been saying, there are flaws I would say that the show has. Actually, one of them is probably weird power scaling. Sometimes, like whenever you see like the fight scene, they're like fighting like human beings. That's okay. And then later on, you see like Spider-Man kick a dude like so fast, he'll actually jump like around 10 feet away from him and literally ramming into a fucking wall. Like you see that, and I'm like, yikes! He might need some. He got some broken bruises, or probably not broken bruises, broken bones at that point. But then later on, it doesn't feel the same. But that's fine because they also did showcase like with the final fight, and also, about the final episode, there is a really good segment with this fucking mirror shit that is like interaction between Cat and also the man villain. By the way, the Cat is actually a woman who is kind of fell in love with Riley, and then like have this weird love triangle between Riley and the Sandman, and it's pretty interesting, but also at the same time kind of heartbreaks, and you feel bad for Riley. And then there was about a story about where the Spider Noir is actually not even bitten by a radioactive spider that tells you more of a bigger story than it usually is, which makes it more phenomenal to actually just keep on watching. It's literally a really good detective show. But yeah, I really do recommend you guys to watch this, man. After like Devil May Cry, Invincible, the boys finale kind of actually did make me feel a little bit disappointed. An exception for Invincible, really. I just feel a little bit nitpick for like the animation studio, but like Spider Noir, I know it's live action, but they did such a phenomenal job in this show. I really recommend you guys to actually give a shot for this. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Spider Noir show? I do hope you guys actually enjoyed the video. If you guys have anything you want to comment about, please feel free to comment anything or whatsoever. If you would like the video, please like the video. And if you want more news from me, I make daily videos when I can. Subscribe to me if you want more stupid random news from me. But yeah, peace out.